who here is living the life that they want? Who here is feeling powerful? Who's living their dream? Who is finding love, building relationships, having a successful business? Well, that's what it's all about. It's all about enjoying your life. We're here and we have to make the best of what we have. So a little bit about me, because I don't think many of you know me. My name is Randy Goodman, and I absolutely love helping people. I am a single mom. I grew up with a single mom herself. I have a younger brother, and my father was around. He did live in New York for about 7 years while I was growing up. And, you know, it was a little difficult. We'd go back to New York all the time. It was fun, and people admired it. And I always thought, well, you have your dad living with you. I have to go to New York to see my dad. But you know what? It was all good. I had incredible experiences, and I had an incredible mentor. And as I was growing up, I was very motivated. And at the very young age of 22, I ran a manufacturing company. And I had an incredible mentor. Now, I did get married, and I was with my husband for 19 years. I spent 15 years out of the workforce. So I really had to keep my brain going while I was married. So what I did was I did a lot of charity work. I did a lot of volunteering in the schools, and I'm sure a lot of you can resonate with that, right? You're probably nodding your heads. Yep, I've done that too. And I loved it. It was a lot of mental income. I did keep a couple side businesses because I wanted to keep my brain in business. I love business. And I fell in love with creating events. So I really didn't know what kind of work I would do when I got back into the workforce. But 7 years ago, I separated from my ex, and I was really confused. I felt doubt and fear and all sorts of things, because what do? I'd never actually lived on my own until I was 40. And yes, I had my children, but they went back and forth. But I never lived on my own. I really never took the time to find myself. But if I step back a little bit, around 30 years old, I did decide that I didn't want negative people in my life anymore. And I started to wean them out. And you know, sometimes the negative people around us could be our business partners, they could be associates, they could be acquaintances, but they could be really close friends. They could even be family. They could be your spouse, they could be your children. And at the time, when I was 30, it happened to be a best friend. So I cleared that one. And then as I went along through my 30s, there were other people that I needed to kind of clear out. You know, sometimes you have these toxic people in your life, and it's all about who you surround yourself with. Are you surrounding yourself with people who lift you up? Or are they people that bring you down and make you feel terrible about yourself? So sometimes we need to clear that space and get rid of it. So I had to do a lot of clearing in my life. And when I hit 40, I ended up separating with my ex. And I was in a place where I really didn't know what I wanted to do. And I had a lot of doubt about who is going to hire me? What am I worth? Am I worth anything? I've been out of the workforce for so many years. And I know a lot of you are thinking, I have the same feelings. And they're scary. They're really scary. So now I'm a single mom. I have 4 beautiful teenage boys. Well, one's not a teenager anymore. But, you know, it's so scary when you're trying to figure out what you're going to do for the rest of your life, especially at that age. You know, I felt like I had missed out on all these years of building something and finding myself or educating myself. And I was so enthralled with raising my children and volunteering and doing things that had to do with them, that I didn't go out into the workforce other than keeping these side businesses. So, and they weren't money makers. They were just really for me to keep my brain going. So I got out there and started networking. I thought, okay, well, what am I going to do? In order to figure out what I want to do and who to do it with, I need to get out and network. So I took the power back for myself. I wanted my kids to see me get that power back. And I went out there, I networked and networked and networked everywhere I could go. Meetup.com, women's groups, networking groups, you name it, I went. And I met so many people and started building an incredible list, which is very powerful. And I started building an incredible following online, which is also really empowering. And I started to really take the steps to build the relationships and to start building a foundation for something that put me in a position where I could help other people, which I absolutely love, because I love the mental income of being able to help people. So being a single parent, you guys agree, is twice the stress, twice the work, and twice the tears. But it's also twice the hugs, twice the love, and twice the pride. So I absolutely love the place that I'm in. I had to find myself. I had to learn to enjoy being with myself. I had never done that in 40 years. And all of a sudden I was in a place where, hold on, I need to learn to like myself. I need to learn to like to be with myself. And now I love it. I absolutely love the place that I'm in. I am open to all sorts of relationships. I am open to giving everything that I have to people, whether it's through friendship or business or other relationships. And I think it's so important as a single parent to make sure that you do find yourself, that you do find the things that you love outside of your family and outside of your children, and learn to enjoy life and do the things that you love. Only we have control over our lives. Only we can make ourselves happy, whether in and out of a relationship, enjoying our own time, or finding new love. You're going to mess up. You're going to have to say no and have your children angry at you at times. But in the end, you're teaching your children to understand no, to understand boundaries, to cope with not being able to get what you want every time, because that's life, right? But live a life of passion, love, and go after your dreams, because you can be happy.